At the top, you'll find room to put your name, address, and other information. Go ahead and fill out this part of your scorecard now. After you're done filling out the top part, look at the bottom section. Here, there are pictures of each of the band instruments you've seen to help you remember their names. The flute, the clarinet, the saxophone, the trumpet, the French horn, the trombone, the baritone, the tuba, and the snare drum. Now, take a look at your scorecard and find Part A. Our music director, Jeff, will explain this section now.
In Part A, we're going to test your pitch. Not the baseball kind of pitch, but your ability to pick out different musical notes. One of my musicians will play a note. Immediately afterwards, they'll play another musical note, and you'll need to decide if it is the same note or different from the first one you heard. In Part A, you can answer simply by writing the letter H for higher, L for lower, and S for the same. Let's try two practice samples. Write your answer for sample 1 on the line provided. Here it goes. Okay, write your answer on the line provided next to sample 1. H for higher, L for lower, and S for same. The second note that was played was the same as the first note, and the answer would be S for same. Here's one more warm-up. Write your answer next to sample 2. The second note you heard was higher than the first note, and the answer would be H for higher. Now get ready to mark your answer for Part A, number 1. Part A, number 2. Part A, number 3. Part A, number 4. Part A, number 5. Part A, number 6. That's it for Part A. Now look on your scorecard and find the section marked Part B. In Part B, you'll hear the band instruments play chords. A musical chord, C-H-O-R-D, is a group of notes sounded together. In Part B, you will hear a chord played, and immediately afterwards, you'll hear another chord. If the second chord you hear is the same as the first, write S for same on your scorecard. And if the second chord you hear is different from the first, write D for different. Let's listen to some samples first. Answer on the line provided next to sample 1. Here it goes. The second chord that you heard was the same as the first one, so you would answer S for same. Here's another warm-up. Write your answer next to sample 2. The second chord you heard was different than the first, and the answer would be D for different. Now get ready to mark your answer for Part B, number 1. Part B, number 2. Part B, number 3. Part B, number 4. Part B, number 5. Part B, number 6. That wraps up Part B. Now look on your scorecard and find the section marked Part C. In Part C, you will hear a short melody played by one of our musicians. A melody is a series of musical notes that make up a tune. In Part C, you will hear a tune played on one of our band instruments. This tune will then be played again either exactly like the first time you heard it or different from the first time. Listen carefully and decide whether the tune was played the same or different. If you think it's the same, write S for same on your scorecard. Or, if you think it was different, write the letter D. Here is the first sample for practice. Answer on the line provided next to sample 1. In that sample, you heard a short tune, and then it was played again. But the second time you heard it, there was one note changed, making the tune different. So you would write D for different on your scorecard. Now listen again for practice. Write your answer next to sample 2. The second tune you heard was the same as the first, and the answer would be S for same. Now get ready for Part C, number 1. Part C, number 2. Part C, number 3. Part C, number 4. Part C, number 5. Part C, number 6. That completes Part C. Look on your scorecard and now find the section marked Part D. In Part D, you will hear a rhythm played on the snare drum. Damon will then either play it the same or different from the first time. Listen carefully and decide whether the rhythm was played the same or different. If you think it's the same, write S for same on your scorecard, or D for different. Here's a sample just for practice. Answer on the line provided next to sample 1. In this sample, the second rhythm was the same as the first. So the answer would be S for same. Here's another warm-up. Write your answer next to sample 2. The second rhythm you heard was different than the first, and the answer would be D for different. Here we go with part D, number 1. Part D, number 2. Part D, number 3. Part D, number 4. Part D, number 5. Part D, number 6. That completes Part D. Now look for the last section on your scorecard marked Part E. This is the moment the band's been waiting for. While they show you their best stuff, think about what band instrument you like the best. Sit back and enjoy this next number, and when we're through, simply mark down in Part E which instrument you might like to play. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Now be sure to mark down in Part E which instrument you would like to play.
Now, we'll take a short break, and in the meantime, please finish up your scorecards. Make sure you filled in all the information at the top, and then pass in your scorecard.
We'll be right back. The sound of wind instruments is partially determined by the length of tubing through which air passes. The longer the tube, the lower the sound. The shorter the tube, the higher the sound. If you were to unwind the tubing from a French horn, how long do you think the tubing might be? A, 25 feet. B, 12 feet. C, 6 feet.
Well, that's all we have time for. We want to thank everyone for watching and give our special thanks to those at your school who made it possible for you to see us today. Let's give them a big round of applause.
And we'd also like to thank United Musical Instruments for sponsoring our show. And our biggest thanks goes to our music director, Jeff Christiani, and the members of the In Tune Band.
If you would like to find out more about learning music, ask your school's music director or visit your local music store. Till next time, remember,
Band is it!
1, 2, 3, 4.